Hey guys, it's Artsy, and in today's video I'm going to be making a comic, so let's get right into it. So the first step was to do some research, and I downloaded Webtoon for this, and then I also looked through some of the comics I already had. I read a lot of Webtoons, as you can see here, specifically Lore Olympus, which I got my dad to buy me for my birthday in print. Cardcaptor Sakura, Seven Deadly Sins, and Sailor Moon were some of the comics I already had, amongst others that I used as references. And here is my sketch slash ink of the actual comic I was using as a basis. This was for a religion project, and I got a freaking 94. Yes, I'm mad about it. So from there started the actual work. So this comic is on Webtoon. It's already up. You can read it if you want. And I'm going to try and update it monthly or bi-weekly. I'm really not sure yet. Whatever I can get done. I'm working on chapter 2 already, and you'll see some artwork, a sneak peek from chapter 2 at the end of the video. But I had to take my traditional or like real life project turn in thing. I don't know why I'm struggling to speak in this video. I had to take the thing that I was turning into my religion project, and I took a photo and I put it into Procreate, which is the drawing app I use all the time, and I basically outlined it, and I made a few little changes of anatomy and things I didn't like and like mislines, but it was mostly the same, and I wasn't quite sure of the format, so I kind of had to break it up eventually, but I just made it in one long big strip with a super high resolution, and I am really proud of the way it turned out online. So it was originally supposed to be a black and white comic only, but then I decided that was going to be really boring, especially if it was online, and nobody really wants to read like a black and white comic unless the art is phenomenal, and that's not my strength. I'm very good with colors, so I decided to make it kind of like suggestive with the colors, kind of the way Lore Olympus is, but each character has like a main color that I mostly use for them with just accents of different colors. There was a script for this, not the video, the comic, but I didn't end up using it because, you know, you can't write as much as you can on a doc, so I was going to include that, but then I didn't. So this is the panel I'm working on right now is clearly the main panel. It's sideways, so it can be larger, and it's of the characters arguing with is the first time that you see a ghost actually in the background. All the ghosts in this are going to be red, I believe, because it's the one color that none of my characters are. Each one of my characters has a different color that represents them, so right now to the far left is Shay, she's green, and then the shortest character with the buns is Aurora, she's yellow, and then the other character who is the main character, her name is Mariana, but they all call her Mari, and her color is blue. So this story has actually been a long time in the running. Also, I said it was for a religion project for my school. It is, but it's not actually religious. It's just trying to do something new, and I've never made a comic before. So this story has been a long time in the running, as I was saying, and all the characters are definitely old, so I didn't just like pull them out of nowhere, and they all have defined personalities that I know. And here is the finished long panel. I'm going to scroll down it so you can see every panel individually. Pause if you want to read the dialogue, or go to Webtoon if you want to read the dialogue and follow me and my comic. It's called Unhaunted. I'll talk about why it's called that later. So next was some promotion art that I had to do for Webtoon, and there are two pieces, and I'm going to do both of them and talk about my processes. The first of the two illustrations is a picture of Mariana, who is the main character, as I said earlier, jumping off or into the sky of a roof and chasing a ghost or a ghost hands and stuff. But it's captured off frame because the whole idea of the comic, which is in the description, it's no spoilers, is that it's three girls and they're trying to capture evidence of ghosts. They go to these haunted locations. It's somewhat inspired by YouTubers who do that already, but they're trying to make the perfect video, and they have a lot of trouble capturing things and, you know, figuring out their situation and their systems. So I wanted to represent that she's the only one that you could actually see in the picture, and then the ghost is off frame. Just as a symbolism kind of thing. I had a time trying to import this one into Webtoon because it wouldn't accept it when it was too big, and then I made it smaller, and then it said the ratio was off, so I just decided to export it in a different type of format, and that worked immediately because turns out if I had actually taken a second to read the rules of Webtoon, it only accepts JPEGs, not PNGs, so I was just being stupid. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to rant about my story a little bit because this is a video about the story. So I love this. I've had this story in mind for a really long time, and I've known the characters for years and years. They have these old designs. I was thinking of making a short video that's like the characters' old design versus their new design, because her old design is like 5 years old. She changed a lot. By the way, when I say she, I'm mostly talking about Mariana because she is the main girl, and I feel like the most important of the story. So Unhaunted is very close to my heart, and it's called that for a couple reasons, but I can really only say one of them without spoilers. I am so excited to write future chapters. I have so many ideas in mind. There's going to be subplots about their actual like lives as just girls growing up, and then there's going to be plots about them ghost hunting. It's going to be so fun. But one of the reasons which I can say it's called Unhaunted for is because the girls are struggling to capture the evidence of their ghost endeavors, and everyone else thinks that they're unhaunted online and stuff, and that's the only reason I can say. But anyways, I put it in text on the Polaroid photo that's taken, and it's got little hands on it. I'm going to change the position of them in a second, but they are supposed to be ghost hands, implied to be ghost hands at least. And it says 6/7/2024 because that is my birthday, and it was originally supposed to go up on 6/7/2024, but it ended up going out on 6/1/2024 because I was impatient. Anyways, here's the finished drawing. I hope that you like it. I hope you like the coloring. It's very similar to the actual comic's first chapter. So the next one I'm absolutely in love with. I love the colors. I love the shading and the lighting. I think it's so pretty. I didn't really have an idea for the vertical one at first. I did a bunch of different poses. I knew that there should be a frame of a painting that should have something about her in it, probably her face, you would think, but I wasn't actually sure at first. And then I originally, actually, this was my idea, but I thought that it was too plain, too simple, so I played around with other things, and then I ended up deciding to go with this one because it was the best pose, and I am so glad that I did. I didn't need to do anything fancy. It makes it kind of hard to read, and it would have been like fun, obviously, but I am 100% glad that I went with the pose that I did and the shading that I did because I think it turned out so amazing. Anyways, now that I'm done ranting about how much I love my own artwork, I did a bunch of sketches for this. I restarted, I believe, 3 times, and this was the one that stuck the most. I did it with a very thin pencil, which I usually don't sketch with. I usually sketch with the same pen that I sketch with, but then I decided that I actually really liked sketching with this kind of pencil, and I carried on with it, and I've continued to use it, and it's been working out really well. I feel like it just allows me to incorporate a level of detail that I'm not able to otherwise. But yeah. Also, don't ask me why her hair is blowing like it's blowing in the wind when she's literally supposed to be inside. I have no idea. My original plan was going to be to include all 3 characters in all the promo art, but that really didn't just end up happening for whatever reason. I kind of forgot about it, and I ended up just drawing Mariana for both of them, which is fine because she is the main girl, but also her 2 main friends are very important to the storyline and the plot because they're always doing the fun things with her, and I would have liked to somehow have them in the drawings or even just have allude to them in the drawings, but it didn't happen. I felt like there wasn't enough canvas space, and I wanted the things to be readable from far away, and it's hard to make things readable when you have a lot of characters. Also, all the cameo art that what I did was very heavily inspired with the artwork from Sailor Moon. At the end of each chapter, they kind of have it's hard to explain, but they have a painting of each character, and it can be the same character twice, it can be 2 characters, but it's just like a character painting that is completely separate, and it can even have them in very different outfits, and it doesn't have to make sense with the story, and I loved that idea, so I really wanted to run with that, and I ended up doing that for kind of these shots. So the coloring on this one is actually very interesting compared to the other ones. So I made her colors in the picture frame kind of how they look all in the old settings where they're, ghost hunting and stuff. I have the colors be very muted, and I have it kind of be grays and sepia. But then outside of the outside of the frame, I have her have regular colors, like her regular saturated skin tone and her outfit of blues and stuff. And I thought that was a fun idea because it adds a little more spice. The actual story reason that I always put them in grays and sepia tones when they are in a haunted place or in a photo is because I think that it kind of represents how the idea of ghosts is taking you back to something that was before, and back in the day they didn't have color photos and stuff, so. But the actual, from a writer's standpoint or drawer's standpoint is because the reds pop out more when you do that. Also, the shading on this is so pretty. I love the way that I did the backlighting and the strokes. I think it all comes together so nicely. The shading on the hair, the shininess, it's so nice. And I added some big shapes in the background to make it less boring. And here are the 2 final drawings for this segment. Jesus, somebody needs to remind me to breathe. So back to where I was before. Then you type a little summary paragraph that viewers can read when they're interested in seeing your comic. And here's where you upload the stuff. You add a title, then you add a little frame to represent the chapter, and then you add in your artwork. So lastly, it may seem like I'm doing a lot in this video, and I am. There was a lot of work put into this, but I'm showing you a speed paint of one of the panels from chapter 2, and the quality is like not the best because it wasn't the best when I was drawing it. The frames were very low because I didn't want to overwhelm the system because, you know, there's a lot of images that go into a chapter. And I think that putting it at high resolution was a bad idea. So basically at the top, it's her, haunted house, and then at the bottom, and also when I say haunted house, I refer to houses that are haunted, not like a fun haunted house kind of thing. The shading was very artistic and abstract, and I love the bottom part. It's so pretty, I think, and all the overlays and the colors make it so interesting to look at. So here is the final piece. You'll see it scroll down across the screen. Anyways, this is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching if you stuck around the whole time, and thank you for watching if you didn't. I'll see you guys next time. Go read on Haunted and Webtoon, and follow me. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!